Hey, chess fans. Ever feel like you're staring down a brick wall when facing the Ponziani opening? Especially if you're below 2000 ELO like yours truly? Don't worry, I've been there, feeling hopelessly trapped and outmatched. Guess what? I cracked the code. Today, I'm unleashing a secret weapon that sent my Ponziani playing opponent packing, the Jaenisch Counterattack. So buckle up. We're going to dismantle this opening brick by brick, and we're going to use some surprising turns along the way, and we're going to be using simple chess techniques. First, we get our king's pawns out. Get our knights out and get ready to go attack or defend, whichever. Pawn to c3 is the beginning of the Ponziani attack. I get my knight out, and there's the Ponziani. So what I decide to do is take with my pawn, and that's the Jaenisch attack of the Ponziani. So he takes, and the database didn't like that. I thought it was good. Trading a flank pawn for a center pawn, like, go for it. So I moved my pawn up. The database thought I should have taken this pawn, and I probably should have. But as it is, he moved down, and then I took a position in enemy territory. And I have to tell you, that played a key role near the end of the game, in the mid-game and end-game. So he moves his bishop up, getting ready to castle, and also protecting his knight. So dual purpose. And I get my bishop out, sort of the same reason. I hadn't decided which side to castle on yet. Sometimes I like to castle on the same side, sometimes different side. Depends on how it looks. So I get my bishop up, kind of getting ready to think about castling. I'm not sure. And he gets his pawn up. I was really considering taking that pawn, especially if I got my queen up here and taking that pawn. I know I would trade a 3-point piece for 2 pawns. You give him a pawn up, but still, I thought it might be an amazing thing. So I got my queen up thinking about that. I didn't do it, but I thought about it. So he got his king up, probably to keep me from taking that pawn. I don't know. So I castle on the long side because now I'm thinking about getting my pawns up and causing whatever kind of trouble that I can possibly cause by just having, a pawn storm on the side where his king is trying to survive. So he gets a pawn down, threatening my bishop. I move there. The database that I should have come here. Maybe they're right, but I wanted to stay protecting my knight. I wanted to stay in causing as much trouble as I could. So I did that. So he comes down to take my knight. So he's threatening my knight, and because normally I lift my pawn here to deny that square. I didn't do it this time. I've been busy. So he does that, and I think, well, I could either kick him or I can live with it. And so I decided to live with it so I could cause some more trouble. I put this pawn up because I might not get that chance. If he did something to make that something that I really couldn't do very easily, I wanted to make that happen. So I went up to threaten that pawn, and he took my knight. Now, if he had put his queen there, I would have had to use this pawn to take the bishop, but he didn't do that. And so I was able to go ahead and take the bishop with my queen, and then he takes, and I take, and then I put rooks lined up to attack this pawn. Now, what he should have done is move his queen here, and then even if I did do that, he could come down and trade his queen for 2 rooks. And that might have been a much better deal for him, but he didn't do that. So he moves his king there. So I take the pawn, and he moved his king there, I suppose, so they wouldn't be in check. So then I get my, he puts his king up there, getting it, less danger. And so then I move my bishop up. I decided to take care of this knight because, if I take, he'll take with his knight. He's got more stuff on this square than I want, and so it would put me at a disadvantage if I move up there, in my mind anyway. So he moves his king back down, and then I take his pawn with my bishop. I didn't realize it at the moment I did it, is that I threatened his king and threatened his queen at the same time. Now that is an amazing thing. So that meant that I would get his queen one way or the other. What he should have done is taken my bishop with his queen. Then I would have taken with my rook, and he would have taken with his king. And so what he would have wound up with is a rook and a bishop for his queen. But instead, he moved his king back. And so then I went and took his queen absolutely free. So he takes his knight, threatening my bishop. I move my bishop right back where it was. I wasn't sure what he's going to do with his knight. I will tell you this. If I had moved my queen up here, it would have put him in check. The only place he could have gone is there. Oh, I couldn't go there anyway. It would have been check. I was thinking it'd be checkmate. Maybe in a minute. Let's see what happens. So he goes here, and I take. And now, if I had gone here, he would have been in check. He would have had to move here. I could have moved there, and it would have been checkmate. I did not see that at the time. I wish I would have, but I didn't. There's a couple more moves later. There's only 2 moves anyway, but whatever. I wish I would have done that. It seems more elegant. So he gets his bishop down to do some protecting. I put my rook up, and notice that the pawns are still in the center, aren't they? So the Ponziani attack, is still intact, even though it's late in the game. So he takes with his rook. I take, and that's checkmate. I didn't realize it when I did it. I thought I was just going to skewer his king, but he couldn't go here. He couldn't go here because of my bishop is protecting those squares. All these squares are in danger for the king, and so he had no place to go, and that is an amazing checkmate. So now, I know that the Ponziani can be a beast. Yes, it's controlling the center, and it did the whole time. But I believe we've seen a way to exploit the weaknesses of the Ponziani and turn the tables and use the Jaenisch counterattack. You can almost think of it like a Trojan horse coming into your opponent's camp and causing havoc from within. So there you have it, folks. The Ponziani may seem like a fortress, but with a Jaenisch counterattack and some simple chess techniques, you have the ultimate sage weapon. So remember, practice makes perfect. Play as many games as you can. Grab your board, start experimenting. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more chess content, and leave a comment below telling me your favorite Ponziani bursting strategies. Until next time, happy checkmating your opponents. Have a great day.